What's going on, everyone? Welcome to another episode of A Wolf in Geek's Clothing, hosted by yours truly, Wolfson. With me, as always, Mike Phoenix Hero. Let's go.
What's up?
How's it going, bro? How's it going?
Is my video frozen?
Oh shit! I think it did.
Oh my god, dude! I don't know what's wrong with the camera.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
That is so weird.
I'm good to go with audio if that's fine with you.
Yeah,
I don't know what's wrong with the camera.
That's fine. All right, we can stick it to the audio. I mean, right now, I don't know if I should just leave it as just an image of me and you coming on the audio, or have an image of you, but it's static, like it's frozen.
I mean, that's fine.
Just so you know, you look like very serious, like as if you came from a horrible band list or something.
I mean, that makes sense.
Yeah. Let's talk about this fucking band list, man. Unbelievable.
Do you want to give? I saw your video.
Reaction. Yeah, you saw I saw your reaction.
Yeah, I don't know where to start. I mean, do you want to go card by card?
Yeah, I'm down with that. Let's go by card. Let's see.
Lacrima.
Lacrima. Why does everybody keep getting that name wrong? I don't understand. It's Lacrima, guys. Get it together with you. It's Lacrima. Lacrima. Ooh, no, that's
what I said. Lacrima.
Lacrima. Okay, let's start with Fiendsmith Lacrima. So this is a first time that I didn't realize they were really capable of doing something like that. Like I didn't expect that they were gonna ban a card that was just recently released. Like they believed that it was too OP that we need to ban it. Now, you as a Fiendsmith player, was Lacrima the correct hit, or was it like more of a why when there's other things that you could have hit?
I mean, okay, so the thing is, I believe cards should not be banned within like when they come out within the first ban list.
Okay, yeah.
I feel like part of Yu-Gi-Oh is you release the cards, you should be able to play them at least one like full format.
At least.
Yeah. So because I know like yes, I understand it's broken. It's a broken package and whatever. But I just feel it's like they made the card and made the package should be able to play it. But I was just very shocked. I believe someone did the stats and I think they said it was only like out for, I think they said 46 days.
46 days.
Yeah. So that card was out only 46 days and it got banned. So it was the quickest like turnaround.
Wow.
For card coming out and then getting banned. But in terms of being hit, you still get a negate. You just have to play it differently. We have the Necro Quip Princess. So you can still go into the DDD play if you want to. So I feel like they didn't have, well, I think they hit it because of the burn mostly. Because every deck had a built-in burn. So it's just like whoever went first, game 3 won. Because he had a built-in engine to burn.
Okay. So Lacrima was that guaranteed burn for game 3.
Yeah, a 1200 burn.
But
which if you remember, a lot of pros were complaining about it, saying they had to play Dogwood instead.
I was about to
not
say,
get burned.
Yeah, I was about to say, it's like, yeah, but we play Dogwood. So like, what's the real complaint about? Like, what are we crying now? Oh, Lacrima does burns. Like, so has Black Wind on Tenpai, so has other cards. Like, what? That's the whole point of Yu-Gi-Oh! On game 3. Try to give a burn and then try to win for time. It's simple science. Like, I don't know why we're crying about it. Like, oh yeah, it's a good hit. Was it a good hit?
Yeah, I mean, people are happy just because of the burn effect.
So if it's for the burn effect, then it's not a good hit.
I mean, again, I like I said, I don't think they should have hit it this ban list at all. But yeah, if you still play Fiendsmith package, you can still go into the negate, or you can go into the DDD High King Caesar. So you still have two two forms of interruption, right? You get the negate, or you get the two like special summon negates from the High King Caesar.
Right. So this, if anything, they should have not even hit Lacrima. They should have actually hit Flamebridge. That's what people should have been asking for. They should have left Fiendsmith untouched until the next format starts to develop and see like, oh, okay, yeah, we need to ban this card, or ban what other cards. But to be this early, whoo, that's so crazy. Like they did it so early. I wasn't expecting it. And
I was someone that says like I don't think Konami hits cards early, and this is the earliest time. This is the earliest they've hit a card.
Seriously. So now this is a true possibility of like the next time there's a ban list. If there's a card that's very too oppressive or very too, troublesome, Konami might actually ban it.
Yeah.
And people are like, no, but it's an early card. It's not, they want to sell. So it's like, well, yeah, definitely. They want to sell. Now they're going to sell the next core set because there's going to be more Fiendsmith cards.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I mean, I don't remember much of what I said on my reaction video other than, that's so weird that they banned this card. And it's weird that the cards that they banned, they're literally all extra deck monsters. Like as if they're the problem.
Mm-hmm.
And how many times have you said it? How many times have you said it? You said it yourself. Like, don't ban the cards that got to don't ban the end board cards. Ban the cards that get you to those end boards.
Yeah.
You've been saying it so many times, man, and I'm like, yeah, I 100% agree because again, the next couple cards are literally cards that they're easy to pull out, but it's because of certain cards make it easy, not because the cards are the requirements are easy. It's just other cards can push it. So next card, Appaloosa, you called it, you definitely called it. And I'm still in disagreement as of like they shouldn't, but obviously I understand. I'm not gonna sit here on a 20-minute rant and say they should have not banned Appaloosa. I know I get why, but I still stand as to they shouldn't. Because again, it's one of those cards that we've been having these cards for 4 years. And I'm pretty sure there was a time where Appaloosa was reigning champion, where like it was just too much to deal with Appaloosa. So like in those type of formats, why is it that we didn't ban Appaloosa back then? Why are we banning it now?
Yeah.
So I don't know. Like I understand the concept behind it. I disagree with it, but they did it. They actually did it. Now it's much more susceptible for a lot of cards like Nib and other interruptions. Like I don't know if that's a good thing. I mean, they already banned the two strongest Omni negates. Now they just banned the strongest monster negate.
Monster negate, yeah.
So again, so if you guys are gonna ban these type of cards, why did you print it out in the first place? You know that the Yu-Gi-Oh community are gonna abuse it in some shape or form.
Yeah, I've always said like the end board maybe shouldn't be hit, but I've also said I wish things were like in theme.
Mm-hmm.
And Appaloosa, like, it was just not part of a theme, which is very generic, right? Like, if it locked you into like fairies, or it said like you had to make this with one fairy, I think that would have been way fair, because then like Snake Eyes can't really abuse it. Well, in this format, maybe because you could have gone into Beatrice and then Appaloosa, but before that, you couldn't. So, like, I think that would have been fair, right? Like, four monsters, including one fairy.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Link should always be like, they should include that its not attribute, its type That's when it's a material. So if it's a Cyberse, it has to include at least one Cyberse. If it's Warrior, at least one Warrior. Because it like soft locks you basically. So you have to summon like that type before you can go into it. Because Opalus will not be abused if you need at least one fairy.
And you know what? I'm okay with that. I'm okay if they decide to do an errata of these certain cards just to make it more like, hey, you can only do this certain way. Like, here are the restrictions, here are the limitations, here are the hard once per turn clause type of shit, you know?
Yeah.
I'm okay with it. And maybe it doesn't have to be like, oh, fairy. It could be like at least one light attribute.
Yeah.
So that means like, okay, dark deaths can do it or fire deaths can do it. Oh, but certain light deaths can do it. Okay, then we can actually put it in the light death. Okay, that's fine. And put the counters however counters you want to.
Yeah.
So I'm a
like it has to be like either the attribute or the type.
Oh,
like Baron can come back if it said like one warrior.
Yeah, a one warrior tuner.
Yeah.
Or one warrior non-tuner. Whichever is easy to make.
Whichever one. Yeah. Or just win. Like one win tuner.
Yeah.
Just something something that relates to it.
Yes, exactly. That's actually a good one. I agree with that. And same goes with Savage Dragons. Like, you need a dragon tuner. Or you need a dark dragon on any capacity.
Yeah.
Which is basically
because there's weaker cards that just say you need a dragon tuner. And it's like, okay, this card is weak, but Savage, you don't.
Bro, Trident Dragion was weak. Prior to Tenpai, nobody gave a shit about Trident Dragion. Not even D-Link was playing it. Because they considered it weak because of the requirements. It's like, oh yeah, you need a dragon tuner. And you need a dragon. But now it's easy to pull it out because of Tenpai. So now see, that makes sense. Now see, make cards like that. All right, perfect. Now you have a good deck that's playable and it has its own restrictions. And you can only play in those restrictions. Just like Misk. I get Misk is very OP in Dino standards, but if you look at it, Misk can only be used in what? In Dinos only.
In Dino decks, yeah.
So which leads to the next one, which we both said the same thing, and I don't know why people are like, oh, I'm so happy. Hot Red Dragon, a King Calamity. Like, this was a waste. That was a waste of a hit. That was a waste. Like, everybody who wanted this card gone and Konami hitting it, they all get the button.
Congratulations. You played yourself.
They all get the button.
They should have hit Crimson Dragon. Because it's the one that allows you to summon the opponent's turn. But to be fair, I feel like Crimson Dragon is one of those cards you're never gonna hit because it's anime. That's like saying if they can hit Blue Eyes. Like, Crimson Dragon is like the 5Ds, Yu-Gi-Oh 5Ds, like main, not the main monster, but just iconic from the anime.
Right.
So I can see them avoiding hitting it, but it's like, how many cards are gonna pay like the price because of it?
Just like what happened with Halki Fibrats.
Yeah, like Halki Fire was too OP, so then every single tuner got hit.
Jet Synchron, Mega Phantom Beast, the Black Wind, Glow Up. Like, a lot of the good tuners, they got banned before they decided, oh, okay, we should ban Halki Fibrats. And same goes with Verte Anaconda. How many cards they had to limit it or ban just so Verte doesn't become too oppressed, and they still, and yet a couple formats later, oh, okay, we need to ban Verte. That Verte was the problem in all this. Oh, okay, now I get it.
I'll keep saying that the Red Dragon Archfiend King Calamity should not be hit.
I'll voice about it. Like, I'll scream about it. Like, I don't understand why people are like, oh, finally it's out. It's like, when have you faced somebody playing?
Whenever you faced it, that's also the funny part.
like I don't remember the last time I heard, oh my god, Centurions are becoming OP. Like, Like, come on, bro. Like, that was a waste.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. Like, I said my things in the reaction. Now, Beatrice, everybody called that Beatrice was gonna be a thing. I wasn't sure that Beatrice was gonna get hit.
I think Beatrice is too broken to not be hit.
No, I know. I'm not saying that it shouldn't be. I agree. It's too broken. I mean, that's why Beatrice was 2-1 to begin with, because I'm pretty sure Dante format, they abused it in some shape or form. I don't remember. I wasn't playing it that time. Yeah, it was. I guess it was like a long time coming, because you didn't want Feedsmith to do it, and now that Drytron is a thing, if there is a thing, that they could go back again to use Beatrice combo and do their shenanigans. I forgot there was another deck that definitely abused Beatrice as well, but I'm blanking out, but it doesn't matter because it's
Tier.
Which one?
Tier limit.
Oh, right, because you can
because they went into the Destiny Hero Militia, so then they bring it out, then you can send any tier to dump and fuse and cry. Yeah.
Yeah, that seems about right. So I mean, limit to 1, now ban. They finally did it. Any thoughts on this list itself before we move on?
On the forbidden, I mean,
on the ban section. Now before we jump to the
forbidden,
limit.
Yeah. No, I mean, I already said my opinions on each of those 4. I think I feel like they're gonna keep hitting extra deck cards, and I don't have an issue with that, but I wish Konami would then just make cards that are restricted.
I mean, that's exactly how they made I guess the Nets deck building set. I guess they took it upon as to make sure that these certain decks are now balanced enough to be playable in a way. Like Rizal is a good balanced deck. Like, it has its own restrictions, but you can still play it and still make stupid M boards. And Malice, it has its own restrictions as well. And it's a shift or turbo deck, and you can still play Neil Temper Search and other crazy shenanigan shit. So it's like, okay, these are much more balanced. I guess that's it's a good thing that they took off a year off of deck building and finally released one that's like, okay, here it is.
Yeah.
Let's make something balanced that only you can only do it in this archetype. Only this archetype is feasible. I'm okay with that. And if they continue to do stuff like that, I'm fine with it. It makes I feel like it's a good starting healing process.
Yes.
For the next however future of the card game, because now we don't have to like play on a couple of formats where like we're always gonna have a tier 0 deck. Like, no, now it's much more balanced enough that we got several competitors. The other one will be higher than the other. It's always gonna be in any hierarchy, but at least every deck is competitive. Like, and I think
and the cards that are going to be strong are its own like archetype cards.
Yes, exactly. If you can add some generic cards for it to help out or use it as a toolbox and whatnot, all right, cool, that's fine. Just as long as it doesn't shy away the premise of the archetype. Like, this is what the goal of the archetype. This is what we're gonna go for. Like, you can try to do some shenanigans and do this, but remember that the archetype is for this, and then you go for that. And I'm fine with that. I'm happy with it. I said it that I disagree with Calamity and Appaloosa. We both agree of why we disagree with Calamity. I strongly disagree with Appaloosa. Appaloosa should not get hit, but it's gonna go to that domino that you say. It starts with this. The next card could be IP Masquerena or SP Little Nine, or then and then comes down to Axis Gold Tucker, and then Dark Dragoon. Even though nobody has been playing Dark Dragoon, we're gonna ban Dark Dragoon because it's an Omni negate, and anybody can just abuse it. It's like, we're like, what? Beatrice, everybody was calling it. Everybody wanted down. That's like, I get it, because Fiendsmith was gonna go rampant, and then Lacrima. I felt like it was a too early hit for it, but all right, I don't have a problem with it. Moving on to the limited section, which I'm like, this is where I feel like yay, and then a lot of oh come on. There's a quite of cards here that I feel like it was they needed to get hit one way or another. They had to get hit, and then there's cards that's like why you hit them, why you hit. So the first one is Ava. I don't know why they decided to bring Ava. Maybe it's to bring back Drytron full force, but I feel like Drytron is still not enough to go.
Yeah, it's still not enough.
Like, sure, you can go the have the fairy package, having all the heralds and the ultimateness or perfection, just to have the omni negates or whatnot. But I don't know if it's enough, because not only you also got the big boss monster that they have. That's like 2 monster negates. So
yeah,
it's more of a matter of like what's your preference? What do you prefer to have on the board? And also I noticed that in the now with the new Drytron card support, you tend to thin out your hand a lot faster than you think.
Yeah.
So once you create your end board, you have no resources, like you have no hands. So you're hoping that in this turn, in this broken turn that you have, you're able to stop your opponent from playing and then have one more turn to OTK. Otherwise, like, so I don't know why Eva brought like for them or for any other fairy decks like Voiceless Voice, if helps them in some way. I don't know. It was a weird thing to me, bring Eva. But again, at the same time, I don't care too much for me to be like, Eva, no, why? Like, no.
Yeah, I feel like other cards could have been unhit over Ava, but I don't have an issue with Ava being unhit.
Yeah, they should have unhit limit to 1 Meow Meow.
Yeah,
our man Meow Meow.
Agreed.
Man. Oh my god, we need to petition it to bring it back. So Snake Eye Ash to 1. I called it. It was gonna get hit to 1. It's either gonna get banned or limit to 1. I called it was gonna get limited. They had to hit that consistency. And then Popular to 1. Now, why Popular to 1? Because a lot of people were already playing Popular to 1 because they already got a lot of cards that can search it. Like you got the Ash and then you got the Bonfire, right?
No, a lot of people play 2.
But
because you don't want to open it in your hand. So if you open in your hand, you have a second one in your deck.
Oh, I see what you mean. Okay. But does it really matter that much of Popular to 1? Like if you already limit Ash to 1, do you really have to limit Popular to 1? Does it really affect that much now?
I still think so. Like if you open Popular, it really hurts the deck.
Right.
Like it doesn't end it, but your end board is so weaker. So I feel like I don't want to say those are the best hits they could have done.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I agree. Like for Ash, if you're trying to get Ash, you have 3 Wanted, 3 Diabelle, and 3 Bonfires to go into it. But again, none of that matters if you open Poplar. If you open Poplar, I don't want to say like your turn is dead, but you basically have to commit the normal summon to Poplar. And
there's no way to recycle Poplar back to the deck, right?
Correct.
Okay. Like again, I Ash, I'm okay to be limited to 1 because now they have to use the Diabella, the Wanted and whatnot just to look for it. Popular, it could be any other Snake Eyes. How many Flame Bridge do you play? Do you normally? You only play 1, right? Or 2?
You play 2.
Oh, so see, you play 1 Flame Bridge or no Flame Bridge, and that's it. You could just leave Ash to 1 and no Flame Bridge. Now people are like, oh crap, am I gonna continue playing Snake Eyes?
Well, to be fair, I play 2. Some people play 1. It really depends on what you're trying to go for. I play 2 for the follow-up.
Yeah.
Like if I can't OTK you, like I always have Flame Birch in deck. Or if I already have one on field and I need a second one to OTK you, like there it is.
Oh, okay.
Like cause that's 6,000 damage.
So would you agree that Snake Eye Ash to 1 was a good hit?
I mean, it's a fair hit. I just think Flame Birch should have been hit. I just think Flame Birch is so crazy. Basically, like when you pass turn and you IP off the Flame Birch, essentially you can get 3 monsters on the field, like on top of what you're link summoning, right? Because you go into SP,
yep,
and then you summon Ash, Oak, and then Oak summons Poplar. So it's like you just summoned like 4 monsters from 2. Like you use 2, like you use IP and Flame Birch, now you have 4 monsters on the field. So I just think Flame Birch should have been like hit, but like over Ash. Because without, like, if you have 3 Ash but no Flame Birch, it's like, what do you really do? Nothing.
I see. So basically, the best hit would be Flame Birch, and then it would just kill off the deck.
Yeah.
Damn, so they missed that spot. And Popular to 1 just makes the deck worse.
Yeah, it hits it very hard.
I don't know why I was thinking like it doesn't do much.
No, if you open the Poplar, you pretty much just cry.
Oh boy.
Like there's ways to still play, but it's just so bad that you're just like,
people were playing Snake Eyes pre-popular, but that means you had the Fire King, right?
But yeah, you have to play Fire King. Yeah, I mean, like, yeah, if you want to play Fire King Snake Eyes, then yeah. I'm talking about like you're doing like a pure Snake Eyes.
I see.
Like, if you want to go back to Fire Kings, and yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. I'll probably say the Fire King variant is probably the best one now.
So, in your humble opinion, right now, is Snake Eye is still a thing? Will it beat a thing?
Yes.
Oh,
I've been playtesting because instead of going to Appaloosa, now you go into the Rabbit.
Oh, I see. So then
you go into the
statue.
Yep, you Rabbit into statues. Now you have a free solemn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And so I guess when the next course at the Azamina cards come, everybody's gonna have the free Omni Negate. Do you know about it?
Yeah.
Or no?
Yes. Yes. Oh. Yeah, and I feel like that's why they hit it the way they did, because you can still go into Ash, you can still go into original Sinful Spoils. Like all those cards that should have been hit were not hit. So I think they did it intentionally. They're like, hey, like this is coming out, you can still play him because nothing got banned from Snake Eyes.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, they want to sell the next course. They're not gonna kill the deck, I guess. They did a good job. They didn't kill the deck completely. But I am curious as to how you guys and the rest of the Snake Eye people who are playing it are gonna proceed to the next couple of weeks before the new core set comes, and then how the format's gonna change. I am very curious.
Yeah. They're gonna play with the Rabbit, bro. I promise you, there's no better Link 2. Like the issue with the deck is. You're gonna have so many resources on board. It's just, what do you go into? It's kind of like like Cashier when I tell you, like, I can set up all my monsters and then be like, what rank 7s do you go into? Like they already killed everything good, right? Like going first. So they're killing off all the going first like boss extra deck monsters, right? Like going first, you want to set up Baron to have Omnigate. They got rid of it. Same with Savage, right? You want to set up Omnigate for your opponent to play through. Well, they didn't go have it. Now, Appaloosa with typically was three negates because you never really go into 4. They banned it. So now it's like, well, what's the next best card? It's like, well, it's going to be the Rabbit.
Interesting.
I've seen people put Access Code Talker, but Access Code Talker is going to be going second. It's not going to be going first.
Yeah, Access Code is more of the OTK enabler.
Yeah. Which you don't even need because you still have Zealantis.
And Fire Phoenix, right? Like,
I'm like
Fire or whatever the fuck.
Raging Phoenix. Yeah. Solomon Gray, Raging Phoenix. They literally didn't care, bro. They literally just memes. They're just like, yep, you can still OTK, you can still It's just when you break, you're gonna break hard. It's like okay. And again, that's until Rage of Abyss.
Yeah, until Rage of Abyss. So I guess all you Snake Eye players, suck it up, Buttercup. Wait until have other people play other decks and win. Okay, wait until freaking Rage of Abyss. That's when the meta will shape.
Yeah.
Gimme Puppet Strings number 40 and number C40 limited to 1. To be honest, I understand why they hit it for the FTK. Nobody likes FTK. Konami doesn't like FTK, even though they're the ones who created it. But I had somebody show me a replay video saying like those two hits limit to 1 did nothing to Gimme Puppet. I can still FTK even with having those two on. And I'm like, oh, let me see. And I saw the video and I'm like, oh, so they really didn't do much?
Yeah, but those videos are you like they're playing through no interruptions, right?
I mean, it's a test, and sure. You're just testing that. He's just showing me the line without anything. But if you had once you have the field spell is basically your protection for getting FTK. And once you have like some of these like Gimme Puppet at sea monsters that basically say you cannot interact with them when their effects are activated, you're basically letting the FTK happen, whether you want it or not. So having the field spell and having some of the Gimme Puppets effects that literally protects other Gimme Puppet effects, it's degeneracy. But again, I want to see somebody, win with this Gimme Puppet FTK. I definitely want to see that. I want to see how far they can see if they really like. Oh, okay. Let's address to this FTK. But yeah, those two limit one. I'm like, they could still do it FTK. I get the purpose of it, but it's like, you're not doing really much. You just slow their consistency, or better yet, you just force them to find other ways to continue FTKing.
Yeah,
and that's exactly what they did. So like limit to 1, sure, like I get it. But before I jump to the next one, this circles back to me as to like, was there any Gimme Puppet representation in this past format post Infinite Forbidden that you noticed that you were like, oh shit?
I think maybe one got into like a top 16.
Just one
or whatever. But it's like I said, like just one. Like it's not like half the representation was Gimmick Puppet or whatever. I just think like a lot of players may like because again, like we look at it like that question comes from looking at it from a pro perspective, but don't forget that Konami also hit stuff like for locals and like.
Yes.
People locals love saying like I heard people say, "Oh, I'm coming back to the game because I want to do the FTK." I'm just like,
okay, like, damn, they said that to you?
Hey yo, what the fuck?
Yeah, and some people online too. They're like, "Oh yeah, like that like FTKs are fun or whatever."
Bruh.
So then they know like people are going to play it locally.
Hold up, wait a minute.
FTK is definitely no fun. I mentioned that to Geektanium Radioactive. I told him about FTK, and he looked at me. He's like, "Wait, that's a thing? That's a thing in Yu-Gi-Oh?" It's like, yeah, it's called first turn kill.
Bruh.
Like you basically do a bunch of shenanigans.
Hold up,
and you don't get to play the game itself because there's no way to stop the shenanigans. And if you do have ways to stop the shenanigans, they're just gonna continue on with the shenanigans until you basically lose the game.
Hey yo, what the fuck?
And he's like, that's very toxic. And I'm like, yeah, it is.
Yeah.
I see no fun in it. Even if I wanted to try, like, no, it's not. I know it's not going to be fun for no one whatsoever. The ability of you not be able to play game one because you lost over an FTK. It's ridiculous. That should have never become a thing. That should have never become a thing. But we're talking about Konami and Yu-Gi-Oh, so anything's possible.
So to me, like, I like FTKs. Like, I mean, I don't play them, but I like them because it's just very creative, you know? Because like you have 5 cards opening hand, and somehow you manage to either hand loop me or you manage to just do 8K damage before I got to do anything.
Doing an FTK, I gotta give it to you people that can pull it off, because that's high level IQ power, not over 9,000 type brain power.
Yeah.
Because for you to pull it off, and no, because the FTK has so many lines, and the fact that you able to pull it off without being, being interrupted or stuff is just like, yo, like, I have to give it to you guys. That's a lot of brain power. It hurts my brain to even think about it. But yeah, FTK limited to 1. Don't give me puppets. Now we're gonna enter the what the fuck territories. So Branded Fusion to 1. Branded was degenerate pre-tier element era. I remember Branded was so degenerate for a long, long time. Why they didn't hit Branded Future back then to 1? Why now? And they should have.
Because then, like, you needed Branded Fusion. Like, the deck dies if you ash it back then.
Well, yeah, I mean, you can still ash Branded Fusion. It's still like you can still kill it off, but the problem with Branded was never the fusion card. It was the Albion that basically give it puppet lock you, or Raw Disciple lock you, or Izo lock you.
Yeah,
like it basically it just doesn't let you play at all. Doesn't interact or does anything to you. It just doesn't. It just builds up out of it. So limited Branded from 3 to 1. I don't know why the hit was that hit necessary, and at the same time, it does not do much. They have other ways to fusion. Like
they don't like. They should have hit Branded Fusion like earlier, because now they can go full combo without it.
Exactly. Like they got Quelm and they got Cartesia. Like they got ways to fusion summon and just pull out the cards, and add their own fusion dragon monsters can fusion summon once more. So it's like, you don't need Branded Fusion. In fact, they even got Branded in red. Like you can still fusion summon in one way or another. Like there are so many ways to fusion summon that you don't need Branded Fusion. You could have just hindered them with I don't know, like a Luber to 1, or Albion no more. Now that's a good hit. Just kill Albion. Okay, kill Albion. No more Keep It Puppet lock, or Raw Disciple lock, or Iso lock. That eliminates the problem, and Brandon can still keep going. No, now Brandon's gonna keep going, because now, that means I lose 2 fusions. That's fine. That's fine. Can I still Keep It Puppet lock you? Oh, even better. Even better.
Yeah.
So that was a Mia. What the fuck? Really? That card? Out of all the other Branded cards, that's the one that we're gonna hit. What are your thoughts on that one?
I agree with you. They should have hit Sanctum Fire.
Yeah. Opening of the Spirit Gates, I called it. They were gonna hit Jubel. There's so many cards that we were talking about. Oh, which Jubel card should get hit? But I remember I did call Opening of the Spirit Gates, the one for the Dark Beckoning Beast. All that bullcrap. I knew they were gonna limit it to 1. It doesn't kill Jubel at all. I mean, it just means Jubel can now go on-chain and Fiendsmith combos now. It's a small slap in the wrist that they did to Jubel, if anything. I don't know. But I knew they were gonna hit Jubel one way or another. It was just, and I knew it was gonna be that card. Now, here's the part that I have a big problem with Konami, because I don't know why they decided to do it now. Is Prosperity to 1.
Yep, I agree. It makes no sense.
It makes no sense, and I hate the dog shit. explanations from a lot of YouTubers and pro players saying like, "Oh, yes, prosperity needed to be checked." Like, needed to be checked. How many times have you and me been talking about prosperity, saying like, "Bro, prosperity was being abused when it came out for however long." Now that ever since Kashira died out, like you don't see prosperity at all, other than rogue decks and stun decks. You know, that's that don't really
and Tenpai.
And now Tenpai, exactly. Tenpai is the only one that's been abusing lately. Now we're gonna hit prosperity. Now, oh, it just doesn't. It makes the consistency of Tenpai even harder. Now it doesn't facilitate excavate. It's like, but if I draw it out, I'll draw it out, and I'm gonna excavate. What?
Yeah,
like Konami gets this button.
Congratulations,
because
you played yourself.
It's too little, too late. You should have, if you were gonna hit prosperity to 1, you should have done that early on when this card was around. Later down the year, when Kashira also was abusing it, and other banishing decks like Exorcister was abusing it too.
Yeah.
There were a bunch of other decks that require, oh my god, prosperity. I don't need to use a pot of desires. I can just use prosperity. I can just excavate whatever I want. So it's like, now, seriously, now, because Tenpai, they're doing the same dumb treatment that they were doing in the previous ban list, where we all know how degenerate what Snake Eyes was, and we knew what was the problem. Hey, Flameburst, you gotta go. Like Flameburst, you gotta go. Limit Ash to 1. Come on, or go whatever. No. We'll ban Barone. We'll ban Barone. We'll ban Savage. What was the other card that they banned? I forgot the other card that they banned. It's Summon Limit. Linkuribo. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Ban Linkuribo. And in this one, oh, yeah. Beatrice, Lacrima. Yeah. Appaloosa. No. We don't want that. It's like, are you fucking kidding me? We're going to ban all those cards, knowing that all those cards were degenerate in other decks previously. But no, now we're doing it because Snake Eyes has been abusing it. And now we're limiting prosperity because Tenpai is abusing. Like, they get the bottom for that, bro.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
Yeah. Prosperity should have been hit during cash format. Because not only did you like excavate 6, but you also got an advantage because you would just send the Infinitrack, and now it's like cool. Now my monster has protection. Yeah. Now my Rice Heart has protection. Awesome. So it's like you excavate 6. Like even if you drew nuts and you drew the perfect hand, and you still have prosperity, like you can still gain an advantage. Yeah, but like I said, now we're in a format, or lately we've been in formats where everyone complains that the extra deck is very tight. But like I can't, like if you're afraid of Unicorn, then you can't say prosperity is a good card in the format. Like,
yeah, seriously.
Because before people were playing 2 Promethean and they literally can't anymore. They cannot play 2 Promethean. They have to play 1 because they need the extra deck space.
And I feel like we've reached that problem before as well. Like there has been formats where your extra deck is way too tight. Like you have to be very careful what to fit in because you can't have doubles of anything anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Now we're just one. Is like, who gives a shit now? Let's just go with the OCG formula and the Master Duel formula. Just have prosperity to 1 for no reason. Second summoning, we called it. One way or another, that we're gonna hit Tenpai directly or indirectly. In this case, they did it both. They hit Tenpai indirectly and they hit them directly. Second summoning to 1. It's a degenerate field spell. As a Tenpai player, I can say it myself, like, yeah, it's fucking broken. Like the ability for me to combo off and you can't do jack shit about it. Like, yeah, it's degenerate. But now that it's 1, now it's much more vulnerable for Ghost Ogre or Cosmic Cyclone or whatever other cards that you can negate. Yeah, now it's much more vulnerable. And the net score said, I read the card. It's called Sangen Furo, and it's a continuous spell. And it has 2 effects. One of them is when a Fire Dragon monster attacks or destroys a monster, you can revive a monster. Something around those lines. So essentially, you're gonna have more bodies on your side of the field. Crazy.
Yeah.
But at the end, text says during the end phase, you get to recycle one Sanguine spell trap card from your graveyard and add it to your hand. That's the part that they recycle. So it's at the end phase. I knew it was some sort of restriction, but now we have to play that card. Whether people will say, "Oh, it's garbage," it's like, all right. How about when you're doing the grind game? Wouldn't you think this card will be a clutch? The fact that you can bring back Sanguine Summoning and then restart your board one more time.
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't that be good? You know, the fact you can recycle some of your cards back. You know, you want advantage and resources, bro. You don't want to be on a very uncomfortable spot, and all because you're like, oh, it sucks, it's slow. It's like, it's not that slow. I get what you're saying, but first turn, they'll give you a first turn for sure. So imagine they put you first turn, you activate Sanguine Summon, and you're attempting to activate the effect, and you get Cosmic or a Spell Trap Negate and Destroy, or a Ghost Ogre or something. Damn it. That was the only way to protect your monsters or add more value to your hand. With this spell, you activate it at the end phase, it returns it back to your hand. Oh, well, look at that. I can reactivate this again, and I'm pretty sure they're not gonna have another one. We'll see. So it was, I got nothing else to say other than I knew it was gonna happen.
Yeah, I mean, we called it. I wish it was banned because I just don't like cards that say you can't interact with your opponent.
Well, it definitely doesn't say that. You can interact. Like, you can definitely activate Effect Veiler and Infinite Impermanence and Ash and whatnot. It's just nothing is going to happen. The activation will be allowed. It's just I'm just gonna be protected. That's all.
That's the same thing. Like, so it didn't matter. I opened 3 hand traps if I can't do anything.
Right.
Like, yeah, I can activate with no resolution, but that's the same thing. I'm not interacting with you.
But that's where you try to play off strategically, because the way that you will kill off the Tempai is when they're in battle phase. Once they're in battle phase, drop that Infinite Permanence as fast as possible. Just slam that shit. Or even having if you put a face down, droplets, like anything. Just that's when you stop them, because like they'll try to attempt to activate their effects to synchro or use or Chandra's effect to special summon, and that's when you're like, oh wait, now I'm gonna stop you. Bam. Now you can't do that. It just hinders them a little bit. So it's like the perfect way to choke them is best way to choke a Tempai player is by stopping them on the field spell or stopping them during their synchro summoning battle phase. Those are like the best choke points.
Yeah, I mean, I know how to counter it. I'm just saying, I just still don't agree cards like that should exist.
Oh, no. Well, I mean, again, blame it on Konami. Just give them the button for that.
Congratulations.
I mean,
you played yourself.
Again, we're talking about the same people who created the freaking the Gimme Puppet FTK, you know, like now that's a degenerate field spell. The fact that you can do anything, that's the difference between like what Sanguine Summoning can do and what that Gimme Puppet field spell can do. That one tells that you cannot interact, that you can't even chain on anything. That whenever there's a Gimme Puppet effect activates, like that's degenerate. There was another field spell that's getting released or has been released that's also in that degeneracy level. Do you remember or no?
You mean mid Magical Breaker?
No,
but that's limited to 1.
Rizal, the new deck building set, they have a field spell which is again another broken field spell that allows you to. Like after the matter of the fact, bounce a card or pop a card or negate a card, something ridiculous. And you cannot negate it because it's not an activation. It's just a matter of fact Once an action has happened, this gets to resolve without even activating. Now that's a degenerate card. Even for an archetype, I was like, yo, okay, yeah, sure. So I feel like, you know how we say last year was the year of the fire? You know, like, oh, this is gonna be all fire decks all around. Next year is gonna be the year of field spells. Every other archetype is gonna have a ridiculous field spell that's gonna support their archetype and be like, holy shit, this is so degenerate. Like, how?
Yeah, I mean that's why I always main Cyclone, and people get so upset, bro. I'm like, it is what it is. Like, field spells are broken now. Like, even
Bro,
field spells are broken.
Bro, that's because you're ahead of the curve, Michael. You're ahead of the curve, man. That's how we pro players think, man. That grass looks greener. Did we really wanted that card back? Was there a demand for that card to ever be like, oh yeah, we can bring it back?
I mean, I want it back just because of pile decks. I mean, I don't know. I like when people bring like other strategies. So I think grass looks greener is good for the game.
Imagine,
because again, it just promotes people building like other strategies.
I can just, oh my god, my PTSD. I remember when that card was out during TOS format, a little bit before TOS format. That what was it? Shadow's.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, Shadow Lightsworn. And you just grass looks greener, and then you got all this other bunch of Shadow cards activating. Go pop, 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 and then Lightsworn effects, pop, 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 pop. I'm like, what the hell? And then all of a sudden you got a stupid board with Winda and Contrant out and Judgment. And you're like, huh? What? What did I do now? Ridiculous. I mean, okay. Now you just gave Lightsworn and Tier Elements more power. If they have any power left.
I mean, I don't really see a lot of tier players playing 60. Like, the more cards you have, the harder it is to hit to mill one of those.
You just need to mill. All you need is to mill, and if you have enough cards to mill, forget about it. I mean, again, you got the Shadow cards itself that helps you facilitate mill and activate set effects. Combine Shadows with the Ishizu cards and the tiers, then you got your running mill machine right there.
Well, the millers are banned for Ishizu.
Oh, so it's only the human ones, right? Not the
shufflers.
Oh. Okay, so the Ishizu doesn't work. Shadow and tier.
Well, it's like a one of two. Like, you literally have to open that grass looks greener. And if you thrust into it, well, you can't play it that turn. You have to set it.
That's actually a good point. Lastly, for the limited section is skill drain. I was playing free ups because of White Forest, because it's so crazy that you can literally play skill drain with White Forest. And people were looking at me with this face, was like, oh, okay, yeah, I guess you can do that. And people don't realize that some of the cards from the White Forest, the cost escapes skill drain. So that's something that people don't realize it's not just White Forest. It's any card that allows you to say like, oh, the cost is to send to the graveyard. When there's a cost, it means that the card is no longer on the field. So if it's no longer on the field, the effect resolved because skill drain was never placed to stop it to begin with. People didn't know that. People didn't know that you can do that. I'm like, yeah, that's why it's called cost. It just now I can activate the effect because the last time it was no longer in the field, it was in the graveyard or in the hand. So now I can resolve the effect with no interruption.
Yeah.
Costs.
But it makes sense why they put it to one. You said like, a lot of decks are using it.
Yeah, no. I'm not saying that skill drain is a degenerate floodgate. It always has been. No matter how you want to put it. I'm glad it's back to one. Like, leave it there. They should have never left it unchecked. I guess the last disappointment, other than not limiting Meow Meow is the fact that they couldn't limit back summon limit. Like, have the last floodgate card to be limit. Every other floodgate trap is limit to 1. And last that I checked, summon skill drain is much more degenerate than summon limit, right?
Yeah.
Because I get it. Summon limit stops you from summoning more than 2 times. You're still able to summon cards if you manage to play through it, you know?
Yeah.
Whereas
like you can literally special summon Fenrir, activate, banish it face down. And then you can, you're not gonna OTK that turn, but you still have a turn to play.
exactly.
But skill drain is like, if I declare attack, I can't, I can target it, that's it. It's not gonna get banished face down.
Exactly. I
agree.
There are more ways to go around with some limit. There are not that many ways to go around skill drain. So, but regardless, it is what it is. Skill drain to 1, I'm happy. It's good. Just leave it there. I'm just like, the 2 that I don't like is just brand diffusion and prosperity. And I should care less about brand diffusion because I don't play branded per se. But I just feel like they should have branded cards have better targets for you to hit. Fusion is not one of them. Fusion is definitely not one of them. And prosperity is like the same thing. Too little, too late. You're just doing it because this one deck is abusing it. But a couple formats ago, 4 or 5 different meta decks were using it. But no, we're not stopping that, right?
Yeah.
Any final thoughts on the limited section?
No, I feel like more stuff should have been on it.
I agree too. I agree.
You go ahead.
No. Go ahead. Finish it.
No, I'm saying I feel like some cards should have come off the ban list into the limited, and some cards should have been limited, like Flame Birch and
I agree.
Maybe Yubel. Yeah. I don't know.
Something that hinders their deck, not continue to go on. Like this is tier element all over again.
Yeah.
Like they keep hitting. It had to take 3 ban lists for them to kill tier elements completely. Because 1 or 2 ban lists wasn't enough. They had to make a third one. It's like, are we really going through that structure for every tier 0 deck? We had to go for 3 ban lists for it to finally kill it. So it's ridiculous. You could have just killed it off from the first one. We all know what's the problem. So I don't know why it's a problem for you guys, Konami, to acknowledge it and be like, but hey, I don't work with Konami. I'm just some guy, some guy who has tinfoil head, That's what I am, Mike. Semi-limited. Did we really care much about the semi-limited? It's a joke to me. Like everything that I see in the semi-limited, you could have just put it to free.
The 3, yeah.
Nobody cared. Colossus, people were already using it to 1 as it is. And even so, I've not seen any players playing Colossus. Or there hasn't been that big a representation. So now Colossus to 2 is like, you could have put it for free and Colossus is still not going to be top.
Yeah.
Only Thunder Dragon Bestial decks, they're going to abuse it. But good luck on that. Compared to how the meta is right now, it's going to be an uphill battle for them. And same thing with Lunar Lights. Again, nobody care about Lunar Lights. Ib. Yeah, okay, Ib. Ib to 2, you could have just put it to free. Nobody was using Ib. Nobody. So have it to free for all I care. And all the Dragon Rulers, we kind of knew they were going to uncheck from being limited, but they could have just put it to free now. So it's whatever. Sure. And then lastly, the unlimited section. Again, every card that I'm seeing right now, including Plusfire, because Plusfire got the errata, is cards that are nobody's give a shit. Nobody's gonna abuse it. There's not gonna be a degenerate person that's gonna come up with some shit that's gonna power creep every other deck that's already been at a high ceiling. There isn't. Okay, like cool. Thank you. Thank you for giving us cards that we don't give a crap and we know it's not gonna do anything. Like Deadlock 2 free. Nothing that was happening with Sword Sword or any other worm deck that uses Deadlock. So that is a failure. And Ancient Fairy Dragon, as it is like who's using it right now? Now the one that I got like, oh, okay, cool. I wasn't aware was Time Seal. Time Seal is actually pretty fun. I didn't know. Was that deck ever banned or limited?
The card?
Time Seal, yeah, the trap card.
I think it might have been limited. I might be wrong.
I mean, it's a funny card. I'm not gonna deny it. It's a funny card, and me looking at it as like, sure, okay. I would like to see somebody playing Time Seal free, like a free copies of Time Seal on their decks, and just like, but I guess my issue to it is nobody cares about it too much. And I don't think nobody cares too much about draw phase, because if your deck consists of cards that doesn't require for you to draw, you can just combo off with what you have. Then are you really hindering them? Are you stopping them? Are you stunning them in any way? So it's like, right.
Yeah. It's also very slow.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like
it only works starting turn 4.
Yeah, in turn 4.
Right? Because like if I go first and I place it face down, like when I pass, your first action is to immediately draw.
Yeah.
Like I can't activate it turn 2. Like you have to activate turn 2, but you already get your draw phase.
Right.
We're skipping turn 4, basically.
Yeah, I feel like there are better cards that they could have just unlimited from the limited section, or have malicious to free. You know, there's just other cards are just better off with that slot. And Time Seal, I feel like that's a waste of space. Like nobody really give a crap, and nobody is gonna buy going on a rampant buyout on Time Seal. So it's like, yeah. This ban list was something else, man. It was something else. Like I said, I don't retract anything that I said on my ban list reaction. I said what I said, and I still stand by it. I think it was a good ban list. I'm not gonna say it was nuclear. I'm not gonna say it was like holy shit. It's meta changing. No, it's just certain cards are just shifting or switching off.
Yeah.
It's just a good ban list. It's not the ban list that we were all hoping for. That's a better yet.
Yeah.
Because half of the cards, we knew it was going to get hit. We already knew it, and we called it. It was like, okay, perfect. They respond to this. But the other half are like a little bit more questionable. And then just a few are like, seriously? Like, you wasted your time on this. So anybody who's been like gaslighting, say like, oh my God, like this is going to change. This is going to warp the meta and this and that. It's like, guys, you get the point.
Congratulations.
Thinking that way is like, come on, calm down. I don't know if it's going to warp the meta like that, or it's going to change the format. It just hit certain cards on their consistency, and there's still great decks to play against or with.
Yeah. I also felt like they could have just released this earlier.
Okay. So I want to talk to you about that. Thank you for bringing that up, because it has come to my attention by Joshua Smith, which I don't know where his head is at, honestly, when he sometimes talks about these stuff. He believes that this is Konami's way of punishing us for being a bunch of crybabies for the ban list, because we're spamming Konami's Twitter page with memes and whatnot. Because
that's tinfoil hat, bro.
And that's what I'm gonna go for, because what was it, the whole Shadow Duelist thing, right? Malik, what is it? Zion Malik, who when they reveal it is like, who the fuck is that guy? Like, what is this? Who is it? This is what Konami is hyping about, like some guy that I don't even know. And then it turned out it's like, oh yeah, I was part of One Direction. It's like, oh, okay, One Direction, the boy band that was like 10 years ago, 14 years ago? That boy band?
Yeah.
Okay, did I miss something? Mike, did I miss something that somebody was saying, yo, you know who should be a spokesperson? One of the guys from One Direction. Like, dope, is a celebrity and whatnot. Cool. God knows how much money they IGN and fucking Konami pay for him to come over, but in what way did it like brought more audience to the game? Like I don't understand what was the promotion like, because like here's something that I saw and I'm gonna read it for verbatim. It's supposed to be a meme, but I agree with this. So Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel pay Zayn Malik and IGM probably like some six-figure amount to have them to be part of the biggest flop of an event in Master Duel history. Because I still don't understand what was the whole purpose of this guy into it. I don't know. Meanwhile, they give YCS winners a Switch and a trash card as a prize. Because I agree. Like, if there's a way that you want to promote your game, why don't you promote your YCS champions? Like, you brought a Pack or a Jesse Cotton or even a famous Yugi tuber, like bring on Farfa or bring on MBT or Simo or Team Samurai X1 or I don't know what, any other Yugi tubers that promotes your game for free, basically. During the content, all they're asking is for you to give them some free booster packs for openings and whatnot. It's like, why not give that opportunity to them or pay them to do something like that to bring the whole community? Like, imagine it, like the whole time the Shadow Duelist was actually, I don't know, Jesse Cotton, and you're like, holy shit, I play against Jesse Cotton. That's fucking wild. It's like, oh, so you're or better yet, imagine if the Shadow Duelist was like one of the voice actors from the original series, like from 5Ds or from Yu-Gi or from the original Yu-Gi-Oh. That'd be like, holy shit! I play against the guy who voice acts Seto Kaiba or Yugi. Oh my god, the king of games, or Yusei Fudo. That was a big flop, and it wasn't until later at the end of the stream that they decided to announce the fucking ban list, the date of the ban list. It's like the 31st. I was like, what is this? And then you got people like Joshua Smith saying that crazy shit. It's like, yeah, the reason why they did it all the way to the last minute is because we're a bunch of crybabies asking for it and putting memes and and flooding gates of memes in the posts and whatnot. I'm like, are you serious, dog? Do you really think a multi-billion-dollar company like that will be that petty to fuck us over like that?
Yeah.
Just because we're actually gathering all our thoughts and literally telling them like, yo, what kind of shit service are you giving us? Like, Joshua Smith gets the bun for that.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
For believing that such a wild, tinfoil hat conspiracy theory out of nowhere. Like, when I hear stuff like that from pro players or Yugi tubers, it's like, dog, what the fuck are you thinking? And now I know that you're doing this, you're saying this on purpose just so you could get the clips and the views and people to shit on you or get interaction or having some likes or something.
Yeah.
Because there's no way that, as intelligent as you are, there's no way that you think this. Like, you purposely believe Konami will purposely tell everybody, yeah, we're releasing the ban list on the very last day. No. Konami has been giving us vague information, and this is their MO for many years. How did we not know about this? How are we not shocked and surprised about this type of stuff? Like, how many times have we, like, before this communication, which I appreciate that Konami has been a little bit more vocal about these certain things with ban lists. The best way to shut us up if you tell us, expect the ban list this date. Okay, cool. This date. Give us a date. Or better yet, you can even give us the very last day of the month, the 31st. All right, cool. The very last day. Some would say, man, why do we have to wait all the way to the end? Guess what? At least we know we have a date. We have a date. We're not going to be bitching, moaning, or complaining to other people. Now, I will say, I do not appreciate I don't condemn these Instagrammers and Twitter social media justice warriors who are bitching moaning behind a computer and live inside their mama's to be sending friendly letters to interns and doxing interns that works in Konami or employees at Konami. I do not allow that. And I don't care what anybody says. That's not right. You don't do that. Guys, you don't have to take this seriously. This is not a revolution. It's a children's card game at the end of the fucking day. Like, calm your fucking like, that's a little bit overboard. But for Joshua Smith to say, like, oh yeah, that's the reason why we get the very late. Like, no, they had the ship planned from the very beginning. They said, oh yeah, expected by the end of August. That's when our ban list is gonna be. All right, cool, the end of August. The problem to all this is just, again, we circle back. They're very vague with their information, so we don't know. Is it on mid-August? Is it by the last 2 weeks? Is it the last week? Like, see, that's where Konami needs to do a little bit better on the communication aspect. Now, I'm glad that they're getting a little bit better, but I'm doing announcements and hyping people with some boy band guy that I haven't heard in like ages or don't even know about it. Like, I feel like they're trying too hard and they're throwing fits up to the wall to see what sticks. That's what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that's a worse way to reach your audience, especially when you have a social media team that is seeing all this type of stuff. And I'm surprised that these social media channel is not, letting the higher ups on. Not that I know. I don't know what goes behind it. But like, come on, bro. Like, we all know. Like, you don't need to be doing what you guys are doing. And you all know that giving us a highlight of what's coming in the next tints is not gonna be enough for anybody. Like, come on. And I understand we can't please everybody. I agree. We can. But at the same time, Konami can do better. You can definitely do better. So that's my little rant about it, because I was like, fuck everybody who were thinks like, oh, it's our fault that Konami lived it to the very last minute. No, it's Konami's fault for not being, vocal about it or not being, in the same page as everybody else. So it's like, I don't know. It's just crazy, bro. What are your thoughts in all of this?
I wish that was the reason why, if I'm being honest. Because I hate all those memes, bro. They're just childish.
It is.
The horse vomiting. It's like, and the thing is, like, one person did it and then everyone just like copies it. And then it's like, haha, this is funny. It's like, no, it's not, dude. It wasn't funny the first time. And it's not funny the billionth time. And it's just like, yeah, you guys are just like, even if you want to be funny, it's like, dude, like, you copied a meme that's been posted for like 2 weeks now. Like, it's not funny. I mean, you can call me a hater or whatever. I don't care. I'm just like, it's just not funny. It's not a funny meme. And it's also it's just like, yeah, you're just being impatient, because like they literally said like end of August. Like, because again, like, just like you, I'm reading the comments on X and on Instagram, and it's just people being like, you guys lied. And it's like, no, they didn't. Like, they never said like, whatever. And people are like, oh, you got 2 more days. And it's like, yeah, they already said it's coming out the 31st. We already know. So it's like, even people, like, they're pissed and like threatening, but they don't even know when it's coming out. Like, even people on Reddit were like, today's August 30th. So did Konami lie about the ban list? And then people are like, dude, like, it's already announced it's for tomorrow. Like, why are you like commenting like on Reddit? I mean, I wish they were punishing people, but I know they weren't. No, but I really wish they were. As for the Shadow Duelist, I mean, I kind of disagree with what you're saying. Like, I feel like that stuff is, I feel like you're trying to like get people who don't play Yu-Gi-Oh into it by generating hype. So like, it doesn't make sense to have Jesse Cotton be that, because people are going to be like, who the hell is Jesse Cotton, right? Like, that's why they got IGN involved, because as much as we hate IGN is very like tailored towards casuals. So like, I mean, maybe they got the wrong celebrity. I can agree with that, But if IGN, like, let's say like you don't know any of these people, right? And it's just like Yu-Gi-Oh does collab with Jesse Cotton, you'll be like, what? Like, who is that, right? But if it was like Yu-Gi-Oh does collab with, I don't know, like Taylor Swift, right? Like people want to be like, wait, what? Like, why is she doing this? So like it was supposed to generate hype. I just think they chose the wrong celebrity.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's supposed to generate hype within like our own community. Like they're not trying to promote Master Duel to people who already play Master Duel.
Interesting.
I think they're trying to promote Master Duel to people who like haven't heard of it or maybe heard of it, but they're not sure. And again, celebrity, like people love celebrities, right? Celebrity worship is a thing. So
yeah, right.
I think they were in the right direction, but just chose
the wrong
like the wrong guy.
Yeah.
Because to be honest, I don't think people hopped on back on Master Duel if you already like were like if you took a break from it. I don't think anyone came back to be like, I can shout out Duelist. And the thing is, like the fact that they did a collab with IGN, it makes sense. Like they want IGN to just spam like, oh, we got a celebrity like playing Yu-Gi-Oh, like, you know, blah blah blah. It probably could have been an athlete or just someone more relevant in the music space. But also like those people will cost more. So like I can also see why they pick someone that's like not that famous. But
I mean, debatable. But yeah, I get what you're saying.
I'm trying to generate hype outside of the community.
Okay, I understand that perspective. That's pretty interesting. I guess I was looking more at the perspective as to like, I want to know who this person is and what is it that you're trying to achieve out of this. I mean, when I say like, again, if you tell me like I don't know who the heck this person is, like who's this person playing, and they announce Jesse Cotton, and I'll be like, okay, who's that? And then as who is that? Well, I'm a 3-time, 4-time, 10-time YCS champion, whatever this and that of Yu-Gi-Oh! Well, I'll be like, oh shit, this motherfucker won Yu-Gi-Oh! 5 times, 10 times. What? Damn, that's okay. I mean, good, impressive. That'll be in my headspace and be like, okay, cool. Damn, maybe I could be a 1. I could be the very best. And no one is ever the best. But I agree. Yeah, I do agree with your point, and I understand your point where you're going for when it comes to that. They're trying so hard because we've seen it throughout the year with the products that they've been releasing, that they're trying so hard to catch casual audience, people who has never played Yu-Gi-Oh before, don't know what Yu-Gi-Oh is, and they try to catch them as possible. And I agree. I believe they caught the wrong celebrity for it because again, nobody knew who the fuck this guy was or is. Like, good for him that he got money in the bag and was able to share his Yu-Gi-Oh collection and whatnot. But who are you? You're still on the. Who are you? Are you gonna be playing Yu-Gi-Oh now? Are you gonna be in? Am I seeing you in the YCS? You and me, are we competing? What's happening here? Also, I get the message that you're saying that Konami's trying to capture the casual audience, right? And yet they had to involve IGN with it. There's a bigger promotion, bigger marketing. I feel like the marketing sucked as well because I felt like the whole time, I felt like it was something catered to Yu-Gi-Oh fans. It wasn't more catered to everybody else. And I think that's the people that was watching on stream the whole time. It's just casual Yu-Gi-Oh fans. Like, no, like I don't know if they were able to catch somebody outside of the Yu-Gi-Oh and really care enough to watch the stream about it. So I feel like their marketing was a little bit too weird or wasn't good enough for them to cater outside of the Yu-Gi-Oh spectrum. No, it was more into the Yu-Gi-Oh sphere. So I can understand your point of view, and I didn't look at it until now. But now I see like, well, that's bad marketing because otherwise, I could be a little bit more hyped about it. Like, then who could this be? And like I said, maybe sure, like any of these YouTubers or competitive players, maybe their hype is not that big enough for a casual audience. But to announce like the voice actor of Seto Kaiba or Yugi, I'm pretty sure that resonates a lot more to a casual audience than it does a One Direction guy who haven't heard their music like in 10, 14 years ago, you know? Because at least everybody knows who Yugi is and everybody knows who Kaiba is, at least in the casual's perspective. Be like, oh shit, this guy did Kaiba? Damn. And if they're gonna go with something bigger than that, at least they could have gone like, I don't know. The perfect opportunity they could have gone was Noah Niles, the US Olympic track and
guy. Yeah.
They could have capitalized on that. And I'm pretty sure because he was still green, like his name is just starting to build up. I'm pretty sure they could have capitalized that momentum and be like, yo, we'll give you a full bag. Just come over and be like, I'm the Shadow Duelist and I'm gonna play against you guys. That will grab a lot of attention and it will even hit news sources outside of it. Like sports news sources will hit it. And I think that's exactly what Konami's trying to do. They're trying to get Yu-Gi-Oh! To be part of that whole esport franchise, you know, to be at that level of being sponsored by them. So that if they would get like a good athlete that everybody knows, then shit. I'm pretty sure at that point it would have been a lot more bigger than what it was. Like what it was just a bull crap. But that's I guess that's where my head is at with that.
Yeah, I think, like I said, I think I see the marketing angle they were trying to go for. I just don't think it was executed correctly.
Yeah, I agree. Wasn't it? I mean, Yu-Gi-Oh at its finest, bro. Yu-Gi-Oh at its finest. But I guess we'll see how this upcoming format goes. Things are changing, and I'm just looking forward for next month. I want next month to be here already so we can start the new format.
Yeah.
Any final thoughts before we move on topics?
No, I don't have any final thoughts.
All right. So, guys, let us know in the comments down below what you guys think about the Yu-Gi-Oh! Banlist and what you guys think about the mysterious Shadow Duelist. Do you guys like it? Do you guys hate it? Do you guys got something more than just that? Then let us know in the comments down below. Moving on to TCG topics. TCG Union Arena. Oh my God, I'm so excited for it, bro. I'm excited for it to come by. It's already here, man.
I had so much fun at the super pre-release.
Bro, I didn't know there was a super pre-release that was happening until you mentioned it to me that one day.
Yeah.
And we were both lucky enough that we even barely made it because we ended up being in the waiting list. And shout out to Carlos for giving me his spot so I can get the Bleach deck. Man, I had so much fun just playing with you. Just playing with you and playing on the app. Now there's actually a tutorial app about how to play the game.
Yeah.
I feel very promising with this TCG. I don't know how you feel about it, but I feel like, yep, this is a great start. It has great potential.
I mean, I'm already investing in it, so yeah, I'm excited for it. I like the Hunter x Hunter deck so far. With the cards they have out.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's also interesting. This is my first time playing a card game from the beginning and actually understand it. Because like when Yu-Gi-Oh came out, I was like 7. So like I didn't understand card games.
Right.
And that's the only card game I've ever been interested in. So now I'm just like, okay, like I don't know. It's just interesting to see like a card game from the beginning rather than just like when it's already like big and established.
Right.
Because I at the event, since the card pool so limited, like I already knew like what combos I lose to, like instantly. Like we were talking about earlier with the Hisoka.
Mm-hmm.
Like when the guy had double Hisoka on field, I'm like, yep, like I already lost. Like I don't have it. Like, like I wasn't able to draw nuts to get rid of it.
And it's a 5K stick, man. Like it's 5K.
Yeah.
So no matter how many times you want to block it, like you're still gonna lose a life one way or another.
Yeah. So yeah, I lost that tournament, and I was like, I really wanted to win the card.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the card is whatever because it's not even holographic. It's the all art in the deck.
Okay.
and it just says winner. So it's the same because you know how we got like an entry tournament pack with 2 cards.
Yeah, that says
It's the same one, but it says winner.
Oh, so that wasn't that big of a difference.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So I mean, I wanted it just for my collection, whatever. But
Yeah.
the game is fun. I always bring my deck around. It's just a lot of people don't have the decks. But what is it? September. It comes out October.
Yeah, like September 27 to October 3rd. Those are like the dates where the structured decks or the starter decks and the boosters will be releasing. Yeah.
Yeah. So we're almost there.
We're almost there, man. I'm very excited. I'm telling you, I've been playing nonstop, and there's still a lot more for me to learn. Because when I play against you, there were certain things that I could have done, and there are certain things that I wasn't aware of until you pointed it out, and I was like, "Oh fuck!"
Yeah,
like the whole raid thing. I didn't realize that the effects underneath is only when you actually perform a raid, when you drop down the card into the back row and then move it forward, then they'll have their effects. I didn't realize that. I thought it was just a small little box that says, right, this is the effect that you do. I didn't realize it was the whole thing. Otherwise, I have a fucking vanilla for no reason. Now that I knew about that, I started practicing it again in the app. And yeah, it's fun. But I can see how easily tiring it could be because you're playing the same deck over and over. Because it's the only decks that is right now. You know, wait until it gets a little bit bigger and there's a bigger card pool. Now with the booster packs coming, now it's gonna be a lot more easier. There's bigger card pools, the different color styles that you can play within the decks and whatnot. Haven't even checked on the Jujutsu Kaisen. I don't even know how good or bad it is. I just know that the Ichigo and Byakuya decks are the best ones, the purple one. So I was like, all right, cool. Like I'm sold with the Bleach. I'm happy. Now I just have to wait like a year or two for Black Clover to release so I can play Black Clover. Done. But so far, I'm having fun with it. And I'm glad that I was able to pick up this new TCG as well. Now I got free TCGs.
Are you just playing Bleach, or are you gonna play like other stuff?
As far as I'm concerned to myself and my finances, just playing Bleach. As much as I would love to play Jujutsu Kaisen or the Code Geass, I can't be I had to be a little bit tricky on spending my money now that I got a little one coming on the way. And unless Bandai decides to promote us, and give us some boxes and open and then I'll be happy. I'll be happy to switch to Bandai and go Junior Arena all the way. Then by all means. But I'll be much more careful what to spend now that I have a little one coming on the way. So I'm pretty sure Bleach. I would like to play the Code Geass because I like playing I'm pretty sure some of the card designs have a lot of mechs, and I love playing mechs. But as of right now, I love playing the Bleach, and I would love to explore more about it. So until then, like I said to myself, it's like I'm just playing it until Black Clover comes. Once the Black Clover cards comes, then I'll make the switch to Black Clover as well. It'll be probably like the only two decks I'll play. I'll maybe consider playing Jujutsu Kaisen. Maybe if it's actually good and fun to play. Maybe, but I'll hold my investment and I'll rather invest on Black Clover and Bleach only as of right now. So that's like the only fit I'm playing. What about you? You're sticking with Hunter x Hunter, or you want to try other decks as well, or you're just like, nope, this is the one.
I'm only sticking with Hunter unless they have like some other series that I think would be cool. Because don't forget, they also do video games. Like it's not just anime. Like,
right.
Like they have Tekken, and then they have I think it's like the Tales series. Maybe I'm wrong.
I think I have them here. Hold on.
Yeah, because
So they got Undead Unlock, 100 Girlfriends, Bleach, Attack on Titan, My Hero Academia, Shy, Demon Slayer, Gamera, Rebirth, Juju Hakusho, Black Clover, Jujutsu Kaisen, Nick, Haikyuu, Sin Duality, Toriko, Sword Art Online, Code Geass, Hunter x Hunter, Gintama, Slime, Tales of Arise. That's a game. Shining
yeah,
Color,
Tails. Yeah,
Tales of Arise, Shining Colors, Robocall, Blue Lock, Tekken, and Dr. Stone. Wow, they actually added a couple more that I didn't realize. I didn't know Demon Slayer and what was it? My Hero Academia was part of this. Holy shit! I knew Attack on Titan, but I didn't know. Oh, and Undead Unlock 100 Girlfriend. Yeah, that's new. Oh, okay, I see where the new part is. Wow, that's actually pretty cool.
yeah. I'm looking at these. Yeah, because last time I checked, the only thing I saw was the Yu Hakusho. So they added on Attack, they added Undead Unlock. I don't know what that is, and then
That's anime manga. Yeah.
manga. Yeah, and then the 100 Girlfriend. This is so cringe.
No, 100% it's cringy. I agree with you.
I really want these premium sets that Union Arena has. They're like it's basically the action points, but they're like gold. So I'm looking at the Bleach one. Oh, sorry, I'm looking at the Hunter x Hunter one, and then the Jujutsu Kaisen. I don't know if Bleach has one.
I'm pretty sure it does.
Yeah, Code Geass has one.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they do have one.
But yeah, that's what I want. The gold stuff.
There's not that much thing that I want out of it, other than just have fun. Just have fun playing some of these cards from my favorite animes. That's where my head is at. Just have fun. Just like I'm having fun with Yu-Gi-Oh! And One Piece. But I'm excited. 100%. I'm excited. We're both excited. Good things about it. Let's see if we can actually do a lot more with it. I hope there's gonna be tournaments. We could be both involved, and there'll be a little bit more community and whatnot. We'll see how it goes. Honestly, let's see if it takes off as it should be. Anything else you want to say about Junior Arena before we wrap this up?
No, I'm just excited. I got wrecked in the tournament, but I still had fun. I don't want to say wrecked. There's just more like, he got the better opening hand. It's like he got 2 Hisokas before I got my first, and it's like, I can't really do anything. That's what I was trying to say. It's like, it's just like the game is so simple right now that like what you lose to, like what hands you lose to, what advantage. If they set up a certain board, you already know, like, yep, I can't beat it.
Yeah. Because what you call it, the card pool is very small. Once they start opening more starter decks of other series and booster packs, then it becomes a much more big. But I guess at that point, I guess it's what you said. It might revert back to like, what kind of combos this deck plays or this deck plays. But I guess it'll be a lot more bigger once Code Geass and One Punch Man and Dr. Stone sets. Once there's like 6 different anime shows that are like into Junior Arena are out, I think it'll be a lot more fun, a lot more wider to play around. I just hope that it doesn't become like every other, like One Piece and Yu-Gi-Oh! That there's certain level of power creeps behind it. Like I can't play Bleach because Bleach was OP right now, but then it just died out because Dr. Stone came, and now everybody's on that Dr. Stone, and I'm still on Bleach, and I'm dying on Bleach all the time because I can't handle Dr. Stone. I just hope it doesn't become like that there's certain level of power creeps. I hope there's like a little bit more balance to it. Yeah. Even regardless of what anime you're playing, what anime card you're playing, whichever it is. That's what I hope. That's what I hope the most out of it. But any final thoughts?
No.
All right, then let's move on to the last topic. Last topic is Pokemon TCG. Do you know what happened not too long ago with Pokemon TCG?
There's always a controversy
with them. I wasn't aware that there's that many controversy with them. Really?
Yeah, the last one I heard was the kid that got that laughed when they asked him what his gender was.
What?
Yeah, so this kid, he got asked what his like gender was, and he just like kind of laughed and he said like he him whatever, and then the judge just like kicked him out for laughing, and then the kid tried to explain like, oh, it was just like the question threw him off, and he has like a nervous laugh, and then they still like kicked him from the tournament.
Jesus, that's pretty harsh.
Yeah.
Wow.
But that's what I'm saying. There's always a controversy with Pokemon, so
Wow.
I guess that was not it.
No. Makes me think like, damn, like our Yu-Gi-Oh judges, guys, step up your game. What the fuck? You guys are not doing anything.
No, literally because of the runic.
Yeah, because of the runic. So controversy. Not too long ago, a few weeks ago, Pokemon Worlds happened, and it wasn't held in Hawaii, and everything was good. And then it's turned out to this quarter semifinals, something like that, between this kid Fernando, who was playing like a stun deck, like a stun-esque deck with Iron. I keep forgetting the Tyranitar version. The Paradox of Tyranitar was like Iron something.
Iron Thorns.
Yeah, there you go. It's a stun deck, a very well-known stun deck versus this kid from the States called Ian. So the way I know is that these two played out, and the first 8 minutes of the game, Ian was like literally washing this guy. Like when I say washing, he was like dominating him the entire time. So like he lost the first game, and then the second game, I think Fernando got it because it was just too much for Ian. And then the last game, he just basically like destroyed Fernando. It was like that was it, and he won the round, so he proceeded to get to the semifinals. So the controversy of it's because before the match was over, Ian made a slight gesture that was very inappropriate. Many will say like, "Oh, come on, bro, that's not that big of a deal." But in reality, it's like, well, it kind of is, because if you're airing this, and this is much more of a children's game because children really play this, and it's being aired, and parents are watching this. So if parents watch this and be with the kids are like, yo, what's going on? So the obscene gesture is like him looking like he's like the gesture. You know which one I'm talking about?
Yeah.
We all know what that is. Like, come on. So he did it. He did that while they were playing because he's like, I got this in the bag. Like he was like joking. Like it was plain obvious. So he won, and later they find out that he got disqualified from that game.
Yeah.
So the judges made a rule and it says you're no longer playing. Like this is where you're at, and Fernando will proceed. And it turned out that Fernando ends up winning the whole world.
That's crazy.
The stun deck that was barely able to like hold on for dear life against this player Ian with what I forgot what deck it was, managed to win worlds because of that technicality that this kid did.
Yeah.
And, and the makes matters worse, the kid didn't say anything, but he took it to Twitter. It's like smiling emojis, like, whatever. Like, are you serious? And I'm like, dog, this is exactly why you got kicked out, because of the attitude. Now, it just confirms that we all knew what you actually did, and you did it on purpose. Like, come on. And I hear in a lot of people, it's like, oh, come on. That's unfair. Like this and that. I was like, bro,
it's literally unsportsmanlike.
Exactly. It's unsportsmanlike conduct. I wish that Konami could do. Well, they kind of did, but it was so stupid how they did it with the team Free for Free when Hani was playing against Pac.
Yeah,
I wish that Konami could be a little bit more against Hani, for Hani saying, "Right, bro, I got this. I got this. I'm the guy. You can't do anything. You can't do it." When he's talking all that mad shit and trash talk, call me crazy, but that's still unsportsmanlike conduct.
Yeah.
I don't know how you can turn around. It's like, oh, come on, bro. That's just that's just part of the game. It's like, no, that's not part of the game. No.
Yeah.
Calling yourself like, I'm the best, I got this, I'm the guy, you can't do anything. That's part of the game. You get the butter for that then at that point.
Congratulations. But again, you played yourself.
The part that I don't understand how people are like defending the kid's action for it. Did he do it on purpose? I think he did, because later he kind of confirms it on Twitter as if like, oh, come on, for this, psh, come on. And I'm like, then you're not really sorry for what you did.
Yeah.
But
I mean, he doesn't have to be sorry, but it's just like,
no, you're right.
It's just like, yeah, you're unsportsmanlike. You're crying because whatever. That's what I was gonna say. It's like, dude, like,
sore
I don't
winner.
understand why these
He's
people
becoming a sore winner, basically.
Yeah, but for me, I'm just like, these companies are very like kid oriented, like Konami. Konami's very kid oriented, even though the game is not played by kids. Nintendo, if you blink incorrectly, they have no problem like going after you, and it's like, let me.
My God.
Yeah.
But Nintendo will sue you because you decided to post a thumbnail on your YouTube page and put a title about a game of yours. They will literally hit you with copy infringement, and they say, I'm gonna sue you. Even though you're talking good about it, no, I'm gonna sue you.
Yeah.
Oh my God. If nobody knows the history about Nintendo, this is something that they are well known.
They're very protective of their IP.
Oh my God. Very, very, very protected. And no less knowing that their brand is all about family, right? This is about family, and we're bringing family into this. Doing stuff like that, like on a family event. This is literally a family event because it's on Hawaii, and there's literally kids tournaments and master tournament. I don't know how their tournaments are based off. That I heard is like Master Ultra, based on age gaps and what. I don't know. I don't play Pokemon. I started to dabble the collector side. I'm not even there yet, but I've known enough. Like Pokemon, you think Konami is back? Nintendo and Pokemon? Oh no, bro. Oh no. In fact, I'll probably get an infringement by just having a Gengar sticker on my laptop and showing it to the pod, just because of that small little sticker. Even though I'm showing an appreciation of it. No. So doing some gesture like that, it's a big no-no. And I get he's a kid, boys will with boys, yada, 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 whatever. He still should have not done it. Don't be a sore winner. Like people say, don't be a sore loser. Yeah, it goes both ways as well. Don't be a sore winner. Don't be bragging about how I beat this kid and whatnot. Like completely. Like, so that's like the biggest controversy that just recently happened, how the community, quote unquote, quotes, I just upset that they give somebody the victory all because of that victory of a person that they lost purposely, all because the other player did an obscene gesture. I'm like, if you don't see why they had to do it and what was the problem with it, then you're part of the problem at that point.
Yeah.
Like,
it's funny. These people call themselves pros, but then they can't behave professionally. I'm a pro, but I can't not trash talk or can't control myself from doing gestures. Okay, but you're a pro.
Like, okay, fair. Okay, yeah, dude. Crazy. So that's just basically the controversy that was just recently. Wanted to know if you heard about it, but it just flew into my feed because I see a lot of YouTubers talking about it. I'm like, what the hell? And they're not even in the Pokemon realm. They just so happened that they were talking about it. I was like, oh shit, okay, I gotta see this now. I want to know what it is. And I was like, oh, okay, now I see it. Yep, no. And the thing is, like, it could have been much more obvious because it was a live televised match.
Yeah.
So yeah, Nintendo or Pokemon, they did what they had to do. I just find it that was just crazy enough that the guy who was literally losing the first match of the playoffs or the quarterfinals or whatnot ends up being the guy winning the entire world tournament. Yeah, that's crazy. That's like the biggest comeback ever. That was sheer luck. Like if there's luck or God in this universe or something like that, bro, he gave it to you. You know, he gave it to you.
Yeah.
That was wow. But yeah, that was
just be kind and just be professional.
just be humble. Yeah,
Yep.
be humble, bro. Sit down, be humble, basically. But yeah, let us know in the comments up below what you guys think about that controversy about the Pokemon TCG. Are we near the park or we're just far from it? I don't know. Just let us know. We're wrapping this up. I'm just gonna give you like the one final thing and we wrap this up. Do you have anything for me or no?
No, I don't have anything.
Man, you gotta search for stuff, bro. You gotta help me search some of these stuff.
Okay.
So once again, we're back with Watch Mojo.
Mm-hmm.
So they did a video. They say the top 20 card games overall.
Yep.
So I was like, okay, this is gonna be interesting. I want to see because we're both in the TCG aspect. I want to know what are these top 20. So I'm not gonna mention the first 20 because there's just that those first 20 is like those 20 that I've never heard of you. I didn't know you were this popular. And oh, you're still around. Oh, good to know.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just gonna mention the 10. Or do you want to go ahead and mention the top 10 card games overall?
You can go.
You sure?
Yeah. I mean, Pokemon, Magic, Yu-Gi-Oh, One Piece, Digimon, Dragon Ball. You can go starting from 10.
Okay. All right. So starting from 10 is Dragon Ball. Number 9 is Final Fantasy.
They even had a card game.
I kind of heard they had a card game. I just didn't realize how popular it really was. The way that we're explaining to it, I was like, oh, wow, okay, cool. I didn't know people were really into this Final Fantasy card game. There is a TCG above it. Number 8 is Digimon.
Okay.
Number 7 is, get this, Marvel Champions.
I mean, it's an online game though.
It's still considered a card game when you play it.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it was that popular. I didn't know there was such a TCG game called Marvel Champions until they mentioned it. What was that? Number 6. This one kind of shocked me a little bit, but I'm happy that it's in the top 10. Number 6 is One Piece.
I mean, I'm not shocked.
I'm just shocked that it's not number 5. It's just number 6. But again,
okay.
It's fairly new. At least like what, a year new or a year or two? A year or two?
2 years.
Yeah. So I mean, it definitely went up there. So I'm happy. I feel like the next one is like, I don't know how big it really is, but I've heard of it. So the next one, the number 5 is Flesh and Blood.
I've heard of it, never seen it.
That's why I'm like kind of like puzzled. It's like, really, is this one bigger than One Piece? I feel like I've seen One Piece a lot more. In fact, I've seen Dragon Ball and Digimon a lot more than Flesh and Blood. I've heard of Flesh and Blood. I just don't see it, and I feel like it's a very niche audience for it. But out of all the card shops that I've been to in the greater South Florida, the majority of these, they all have Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, Lorcana, One Piece, Digimon, Dragon Ball, and probably 1 or 2 have that Flesh and Blood and Magic and Final Fantasy. But it's not that crazy. Everybody else is, Lorcana, Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, One Piece, Digimon, Dragon Ball. So there's a lot more representation on that. That's what I base on what I see. And other card shops that I've visited outside of South Florida, like in Tampa and in Orlando, I've seen much more representation on those card games than I have for Flesh and Blood. That's why when I see it, I was like, it has to be something in the Midwest or something that's that big that makes it popular. But like, I don't know. At least to my knowledge here in Florida, it's not that big that I know. I could be wrong. Somewhere could correct me. So number 4 is Lorcana. And that game has been a year old and it's already climbing up the ranks. I guess because
it's Disney.
Disney, yeah. I mean, just like Pokemon, it has that Pokemon effect. You know, it's a children's card game. Children likes Disney. People who like Disney will like to get involved. You know, obviously. So the last 3. Do you want to guess which one's number 3?
Yu-Gi-Oh.
damn, you're good. Number 3 is Yu-Gi-Oh, which I was like, oh, at least we're in the top 3. I'm happy.
Yeah.
I thought it could have been number 2.
No, it's not. It's not more popular than Magic and Pokemon.
You're absolutely right. But I thought it was as big as that. And I was thinking, I don't know, for some reason I was thinking not because it's wildly big. It was more like money wise. I feel like it's much more expensive than the other card games. Okay.
You're not wrong, but I feel like that keeps it away from being popular. Is that it's expensive.
Oh,
because everyone cries that they can't afford the Fiendsmith. Everyone cries they can't afford Ash Blossom anymore.
Damn it, I can't get it. I want my QCR Ash Blossom. Ooh. I guess. So yeah, you want to guess number 2?
Magic.
You're wrong on this one. It's Pokemon.
It's Pokemon. Wow.
Pokemon's number 2 and Magic is number 1. That actually shocked me. I feel like the roles should have been a little bit reversed. But I get how Magic is popular. I guess like they didn't factor of how much people are still playing Magic. They factor in the fact that Magic has been like one of the most oldest card game to this date, and people are still playing it. Even there may not be a vast majority as they have One Piece and Digimon or Dragon Ball or Lord Carnal, Yu-Gi-Oh, and Pokemon. They may not be as big as when they used to be back in the day. But the fact that people are still playing it to this day, after how many more years, they consider Magic as like the ranked number 1. So it's like, oh, okay. I guess that's the factor of it. But again, I was thinking about it more in the business aspect. I feel like Pokemon should have been the number 1. It's much more popular, and every generation of kids that comes around, they know about Pokemon. They want to get involved in Pokemon. Not every generation does not care about Magic. So it's only like the people who grew up with Magic, and if they got kids, they're gonna pass down that learning of Magic to them. So it's not more of an expansion. It's more like, keep it niche to ourselves. Whereas the Pokemon fandom continues to grow every day. And as long as Pokemon keeps doing more Pokemon games and Pokemon generations and whatnot, it's never gonna stop. And I feel like I thought, in that perspective, Pokemon would have been a lot bigger, a lot on that top. But then I'm thinking in terms of Pokemon overall, not Pokemon the TCG. But I can still debate because it's the, believe it or not, and again, for us playing a bunch of TCG games, Pokemon is the only TCG card game that holds its card value for a long period of time. Whether you have a graded card or you have a seal box from a first edition of something, regardless of whether the seal box inside the cards, it's all bad, but you don't know that. That's the fun of it. That's what makes it interesting. It's the only one that generates a lot of money in the TCG aspect, and more in the secondary market. Like I'm seeing a lot of people who have card slabs of Pokemon that are worth thousands of dollars. Thousands. They carry like multiples. Like my cousin, Radioactive, Geektanium, he have couple slabs, like graded 7s, 8s, and 9s, 10s. And we go to these cons and see if he can exchange one for another just to keep, or just to see if they could get some value of it. And the majority of these vendors, they're all Pokemon guys. They all have Pokemon cards and they all have certain graded levels. Like nothing I see was ever gonna be less than $100 on a graded card. It's always gonna be minimum 100 to more. It's the only TCG that I see that the card holds a value regardless of what's happening in the competitive aspect. Like right now, Appaloosa is worth shit. Like you can get an Appaloosa because it's banned, and now the value of it drops because nobody wants to play it. I'm pretty sure, like, if you get the original Starlight Appaloosa, it will hold a little bit of its value, and in due time, it could continue to grow. But that's a very risky investment. Whereas Pokemon, they don't define by the competitive side. You can have a card right now, very nice, and it can be worth $50 right now. But if you hold that card, grade it, and it's a near perfect 10, and hold that card for the next 10 years, that card value from $50 could potentially be $1,000 just by holding it and having it great. And even having a sealed box, that it could be the shittiest bots or it could be the best bots, it's still gonna hold its value. Like, it's crazy how these Pokemon guys, they actually keep certain value onto their TCG. As the more I lean onto it, and the more I hang out with my cousin and see all this shit, I'm like, damn. I mean, in Tampa, we went there. There was a guy that had a sealed Pokemon booster box, a regular sealed booster that's been holding down for God knows how long. That he says that, bro, he says that it's worth for a down payment for a house. I'm like, excuse me? A down payment for a house?
Yeah.
A sealed box, acrylic and everything, first edition and all that bullshit that's been holding for 20 years or whatnot. It's worth $20,000 or more? A down payment for a house? Like, yo. It's crazy how the market values some of these cards. And One Piece now because One Piece is starting to get in and PSA is promoting them, not that many One Piece cards are holding value, but only like the parallel or the alternative art of certain cards is what's keeping the value on for the One Piece for anybody who wants to get into it, regardless of banlist. So obviously, if you pull the manga art, like, that's, a couple of G's right there. Absolutely. And some art, and some people like started to get those cards, or even like the parallels that are like worth $50. They start to grade them, and now their value shoots to $300 because it's graded. Even though that you can get that card for $50. Crazy. And I saw a few Yu-Gi-Ohs here and there, but they just don't hold the same value. Like, some of the Yu-Gi-Oh cards I see, it's just like literally Legend of Blue Eyes level, like that.
Yeah, LOB.
Yeah, like it does not compare to the extent to the TCG on Pokemon. So that felt like that, man, that's just crazy. That's just crazy overall. And I thought that, because of that, how big that TCG, it'll be a lot more bigger than Magic at that point, because it definitely, there's like money behind it. Like, if you're going to invest on Pokemon, don't look at it. This is something that I'm going to tell you, because it's something that I learned from my cousin, because it was wise words that he told me that. Like, because I was telling him, hey, should I invest on this just for the fun? It's like, this net said, it's like, don't think so. Buy it for fun. I'm going to get one, but please do not go into that. So don't go into it, because these things don't have that much value. Or it might have a value, but you have to wait 10 years. And he says, I try really hard to not look at these so much as investments, but business sales. Some I'll buy, then I'll hold, forget about it, but it's not going to be anything crazy either. To make any investment worth time and effort, you have to buy tens of thousands of dollars and sit on it for a minimum of 5 years. Flipping cards is different mindset, though. You can make a couple hundred, but that's balancing risk/reward. And that was a thing that he told me, and I was like, yeah, you're actually right, because I was having in the mindset as a Yu-Gi-Oh player, because in Yu-Gi-Oh you tend to offload your cards pretty quickly based on the meta.
Yeah.
Because that's when the card holds its value the most, when it's been strongest on the meta. And when you know a banlist is coming, or when you know there's going to be a reprint sent and they're going to reprint that same card, value loses. So we tend to offload as quick as possible before the value loses. So I was having that mindset. And when he told me that, I was like, oh, I understand now. These people, like, yeah, if you're going to get into it, this is more of a business venture more than anything. This is not come here, get something, and hold it up, or flip it or something, or try to flip something out. Like, no, this is a business venture. This is you getting to the vendor's mindset territory.
Yeah.
But I thought it was just interesting and wanted to end since we decided to do this episode of TCG Talk only, just talking about TCG cards. Want to just end it with that.
Yeah, with Pokemon not being number one, that's crazy.
With Pokemon not be number one, like again, very crazy. And to my knowledge, like there's only one card in Magic that holds like thousands of dollars worth of value, and it's like the ban card called Black Lotus. That's like the only card that holds a lot of value. Something about like it's because it's like the one printing of it. They haven't reprinted or done anything around it, and it's banned. So it's like, damn. So it's a banned card, and it has that one printed version. Why hold that value? Like I never understood that. Why is that card that valuable? Any Magic players out there can explain it to me? Let me know in the comments down below. Any final thoughts before we close this out? We're out of time.
No, I don't have anything else.
All right, well, dude, thank you very much for at least coming over to the show. I know it's a little late, but you know, it's always great to have a chat with you. Even I couldn't see you, or the audience couldn't see you, visually, but at least I can still hear you, know that you're still a Hero Apprentice. I appreciate very much for coming over to the show, man.
No problem, bro.
Before we wrap it up, plug yourself out. Let the people know where they can follow you and what they can expect from you next.
Yeah. Yep. Mike Phoenix Hero on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. Mostly deck profiles. I do have some new figures I want to unbox. I just haven't had the time. I got the Sky Striker Ray.
Yay!
So I need to unbox that.
Let's go.
And I also got Yuma from Zexel.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I need to unbox those and make a video.
Nice.
I have a lot of stuff to unbox. I just haven't had time to do it. Plus being a bit lazy. But yeah, and then recently I did my banlist reaction.
Right.
And we still have the Tenpai Dragon, a board breaker by Wolf here. So
that's right.
Check him out on my channel too.
That's right. We're gonna go Tenpai Dragon full force this week. Yeah, let's see how this format goes until December, which that's probably gonna be the last deck I'll play of Yu-Gi-Oh! Or invest on Yu-Gi-Oh! Before my little one comes, which is Crossover Breakers. That's where I'm gonna get the Malice. That's probably the last time I'll probably invest. We see how things turn out, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you, Mike. Thank you for coming over to the show. We dragged this out a little bit longer than usual, but it was always great to have conversations with you about this, man. Thank you guys for tuning in, and don't you forget to like and subscribe and click the bell for notification for your weekly episodes here at youtube.com/AWGC podcast, or you could just check out Wolf and Geek's Clothing. Because I'll check the audio versions and SoundCloud, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and Apple Podcasts here at Wolves and Music, the Lone Wolf Podcast, or a Wolf in Geek's Clothing. Comment down below. Let me hear your thoughts. Share your experiences. If you guys got a specific topic that you want us to cover, please let us know in the comments down below. We're going to do our best to talk about it in the next episode. So, guys, thank you guys for tuning in. We'll see you guys in the next one. All right? Peace.